Welcome everyone. In today's session, we are going to learn modules and packages. The basic extension of a Python file is a .py. So technically speaking, when we are not using a Jupyter notebook, we make use of some other graphical user interface like a Spyder. The the name of the file and the extension, you can give any name, but the extension of the file is a .py file. Okay, we can create a .py file in Jupyter notebook also. So we'll just create a sample .py file using Jupyter. How to create a simple module? Most of the time we will be making use of data science packages which already exist. However, for knowledge purpose, we should also know how to go about creating a module and how we can make use of a module in another Python file. I've got a Python file A. I want to make use of a functionality which is written in Python file B. How do I make use of it? So let's create a simple module. So here, what we'll do is we'll open a new Jupyter notebook. So let me open a new Jupyter notebook. From here, home, where all my Jupyter notebooks are there. Here I'll say Python 3. It's a empty, untitled, so I'll call it as addition. I rename it. It will become addition.ipython. It is saying that addition.ipython notebook is already existing because in my machine it already exists. So what I'll do is I'll just open that and you can make use of the code there. So I'll use this one. Okay, I'm just creating one. I'll leave this one. Yes, here is my addition.ipython notebook. 3 lines of syntax. And just to ensure that this is a plus b, so here now I'll make it subtract. Instead of saying add, I'll call it subtract, though the file name is addition. And because it is addition, I'll make it subtraction. I'm renaming it because the function has been changed. Subtraction is the name of the IPython notebook. Subtract is the function. We'll see more of functions later on, but this is how you declare a function in Python. You use a keyword def, def for define. You give a function name, and in that function name, then you open a bracket and close a bracket. Inside the bracket, you pass the argument names, the parameter names, followed by a colon. After the colon, whatever is the logic you have to write. And here, because I'm using a subtract, I need to do a minus b. And then I say return result, whatever is the result, I save it. However, this saving is going to save as a IPython notebook. I can save it as a py file by going to download as py. The moment I say download as py, it will automatically go in my downloads folder, and my antivirus is saying that it is some executable kind of file which may harm your computer. I know it's not going to harm it because I'm creating it, so I'll keep it. The subtraction file has gone in my downloads folder. So quickly try this much part of the code. And then in the meantime, what I will do is I'll cut the file from my downloads folder and I will put this file in the path. Now here I'm making use of Windows. I'll put it in the path from where I launched my Jupyter notebook. In case we do not put it here from the folder from where we are launching, in case we do not put the file from where you are launching the Jupyter notebook, what should be done? I'll also explain that. But for now, kindly write this much piece of code create a subtraction.ipython notebook, download it as a py file, and then we'll see how to go about using this. Okay, the file subtraction.py has got downloaded in my downloads folder. What I've done is I've done cut paste of this in my folder from where I have launched Jupyter Notebook. Let me just show you last modified. So here I have cut paste that. I have not recorded that part. Okay. So now when I come here in this part, I want to make use of the functionality which is there in subtraction.python. I simply write import subtraction. Subtraction is a module. I want to import that module such that all the functionalities which are present in that Python file I can make use of. So the syntax is import. What you have to ensure is the subtraction.py file should be in the folder which is in your path, and by default the folder from where you launch Jupyter Notebook is the default path where it exists. So here when I run it, it is able to find the subtraction.py. I don't have to give the extension .py because when we are importing a module or a package, you don't specify the .py. You simply specify the name of the module. Once I have imported, I can now use the functionalities which are in this. Now, in case I want to know what all functionalities are there, what I can do is type the name of the module dot and I press the key tab. I'm just pressing the tab. Automatically it gives me what all things are possible. First is subtraction.ipython notebook. I'm not bothered about it, and .py, it says that okay, these two files are there, but in addition in subtraction module there is a function subtract. So I select that subtract function. I don't know how many parameters to pass. I can just simply shift tab. This time I have done shift tab. What all parameters I want, I don't know. So in that case, I write it like this, and we did not give any document string. We did not create any documentation of that. That's why there is no documentation available. But in case you want to give documentation, you put 3 double quotes, write whatever documentation you want, again 3 double quotes. In our .py file, if you put that, it will become part of your documentation. So here I now say 10 comma 5 control. Okay, 10 comma 5. Let me say 10 comma 9 because 5 is already output shown. Control enter. 1. If I say it 11 comma 9, control enter. 2. So I have been able to make use of the functionality which was written in that package. Now the challenge is, if this package is not kept in the folder from where you launch Jupyter Notebook, I launch it from here and I kept the file exactly in the same folder from where I launched it. If you are unable to do that, in that case, what we have to do is we have to do path setting. So now I am going to explain path setting. For those people for whom the import has worked, great. If it has not worked, now we have to get into the second part where we have to understand the module search path. But before that, I'll just pause for a while to ensure everyone are at the same pace. Now, for those whose import syntax did not work, let us see how we can get that file imported. And this will specifically happen in case the Python file is not in your search path. What I'll do is import a package sys. This package is by default installed when you have installed Anaconda. So I import sys package, and I want to know what is my system path. In Windows, you have something called as path. If you go in your environment variable, when you get into your control panel, in control panel environment settings, in that environment settings, you have something called as path. By default, when you install Anaconda, a entry of Anaconda is made in your environment variable path. So for now, I want to know what all path are there. See, when you say import and give a package name, the Python interpreter will search in all possible paths, but it cannot search your entire hard drive. It can search only those path setting which you have done. So here, when I run sys.path, when I run that sys.path, it's running. It is now trying to get what is the path setting, and immediately it will show me the output, taking some time. Okay, here why it is taking time is because I highlighted Jupyter notebook. I need to press enter. This highlighting, unless that highlighting goes off, it will not be able to execute. Okay, you have to remember that on the on your Anaconda prompt here, there should be no highlights. Okay, so here it says DK2 Analytics Python programming PyScripts. This is from where I launched it. So this is at the top. Then this is the next folder directory. This is the folder directory. These all folder directories are in my path setting. In any of these folders, if the file is present, it will be able to get that py file. Okay, if that file is not present in any of these paths, I will get an error, package not found or module not found. What can we do to change the path? I can run a syntax saying sys.path. Now why append function? Please note the output is coming in rectangular bracket. Rectangular bracket is an indicator of a list. So all of these values which are comma separated, they are elements of this list. Sys.path gives me a value which is a list. And we know we can use a append function. So I can run a command sys.path.append. Now let's see DK2 Analytics Python. What I will do is I'll come here. There is an addition. Let me just find out where is that addition. Let me get addition.py. Yeah, this is addition.py. I select it and I hope there is a delete button up and rename delete. There's a delete icon. I delete it. Okay, I have deleted that file. Let me see whether this addition.py, because now I'm setting DK2 Analytics Python. Let me see whether addition.py already exists in my this folder, and note that DK2 Analytics Python is nowhere in this path setting. So let me control enter and let me open my folder dk2 analytics python d/k2 analytics python, and let's check whether there is a addition. Okay, there is a addition.py which exists. So now when I run import addition, it will smoothly execute without any error. The reason why it is smoothly executing is in one of the path setting, the addition.py file is available. When I run this underscore underscore, there are two underscores. It is not one underscore. I can get the attribute of this addition file, and you can see the attribute. It has taken dk2 analytics python, and from there it has taken the addition.py file. Okay, and this has got a function add. When I run that, I get the file. There I get the output. So if a package is not present in your search path, you will have to change the path, either manually going to your Windows environment control panel environment settings there and restart your Jupyter notebook, your Anaconda, or by running this sys.path.append, so that that folder is part of your path, and then you can make use of the packages which are present in that path. I hope this will solve the problem of those who were not able to import the subtraction package with sys.path.append. You should be able to resolve it.